let's attack the heavy flamer with our android. And it's a 4, that's a really big hit. And we only score a 2, so the heavy flamer is immediately taken out of action. Next up we have our Gretchen bomber, who has a movement of 8. He is going to scurry around and try to blow up the librarian. 2 red dice, anything above a 3 is a kill. And it's not over yet, we still have an orc to activate. He rolls 2 white dice. And he scored a 2, that's not bad. Terminators roll a red and a white. Oh my goodness. Then our orc will charge into action, scoring 1 hit. The Terminator defends. And at this point I just don't know what to do. All our commander can do is plod 4 spaces and then wait for new blips to populate.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I don't know. I'm suspicious this may be a trap. And now it's time to draw more alien event cards. Our first event is Suicide Android. An android may blow up after moving. We are not going to use that. And for crying out loud, it's another Gene Stealer. I think we will pop him just there. And I guess we may as well resolve that attack first. 2 red dice. It's a 0-0. The commander retaliates and scores 3. That Gene Stealer dies instantly. I think it must have dropped down from the ceiling directly onto the power sword. Never mind, lots more things to kill things with. Our little Gretchen on the right is going to pop out of cover and shoot our commander in the back. 2 white dice, needing 4. I completely missed the dice tray, but I also completely missed the commander. Our second Gretchen, we will move to there and shoot. Also a miss. Our androids will advance slightly, just to there, cautiously approaching, waiting to see what the commander will do next. And then we will activate some blips. This one advances and opens the door. And then we are going to move into the commander's line of sight, just there. It is a Chaos Marine commander. He has used 4 of his 6 movement points, so he is going to back up as far as he can because he is a cowardly Chaos Marine. And then he is going to shoot with 2 red dice. It's a 3, it just pings off the Terminator's armour. And now our other blips will scurry to protect our commander. 1 moves to there, and it's another android. Luckily for the commander, an android only has a movement of 4, the blip has already moved 4 spaces, that means the android cannot advance any further into hand-to-hand combat, but will still be able to shoot. 3 white dice. And again I've missed the dice tray, but I also missed the commander, that is 3 zeros. Let's get another blip into play. We'll move that blip to there and reveal it. It's an orc. And that orc is going to advance just 1 more space to create a barricade in front of our commander. And of course it will take a shot at the Terminator, rolling 2 white dice. Disco Dice says no. And I think, apart from readjusting some of the other blips, we will leave it at that. I guess it's time for our commander to activate. Obviously, no guts, no glory, we are going to attack the android. Really, we just want to punch our way through it to get to the commander behind. We roll a 2, we can re-roll that 0 because of our digital weapons. It's still just a 2. The android also rolls 2 red dice. And they only roll a 1, that means that the commander wins again. That is 1 more android to add to the tally. At this point, we have atoned for the loss of all of our Marines, we have scored enough victory points to get us out of debt. But to make sure our commander does not feel so much shame he throws his life away, we must kill several more aliens before we can consider leaving. Fortunately, it looks like there are plenty of aliens here. Let's draw 2 more alien events. Master controls, you may open or close as many doors on the board as you wish. Pointless. Alien teleporter. Any 2 alien miniatures on the board may be swapped over. Now that isn't pointless. Our orc is going to swap places with one of our androids, positioning that android for an attack. It's going to move 2 spaces, and then it's going to stab the commander in the back, rolling 2 red dice. 1 success. Our commander rolls, and scores 3 and punches that android's head right off. This commander is in a very bad mood. Honestly, I don't blame him. Right, before we forget him, that sneaky little Gretchen on the right is going to shoot the commander in the back. He misses. Our Chaos Commander will shoot with 2 red dice. That's a 3. That's twice he's rolled a 3. He's then going to back up a few spaces, because he is basically a chicken. His little Gretchen chum is going to shoot the Terminator. Also misses. Next we'll bring a few more blips into play. That one moves to there. That's just a little Gretchen. He will back off a few spaces and shoot from there. Nope. Then I think I will charge into hand-to-hand combat with my Orc. 2 white dice for this. And it's double nothing. The commander needs a single success, which he gets with ease. 3 more victory points for that, and we now activate the android. He moves to there and shoots with 3 white dice. And he has rolled a 4. We have finally penetrated the commander's armor. We inflict a single wound. Bolstered by that success, I think we might bring some more blips in as well. That one moves to the door and opens it, and then sneaks around the corner and reveals here. It's another Gretchen. We definitely want this Gretchen to back off a little and then shoot. There, we'll do it. 0-0. Come on, let's do another blip. That one comes out of cover and reveals, and it's an Orc. And Orcs are gonna wah, so he is just going to attack in hand-to-hand combat, rolling 2 white dice. And he has rolled 2, not too bad. Our commander defends, and has rolled 0-0. He does get a reroll though. And his reroll is a 2. So we have barely scraped through that combat without taking more damage. And the Orc stays alive. And with that Orc comfortably blocking the way, we can end the alien player's turn. Look at this smorgasbord of aliens the commander has to deal with. He is going to punch this Orc directly in the face. He has rolled 2, he gets a reroll. It's 2 total. The Orc defends, and only rolls a 1, so we have killed the Orc. That's 3 more victory points. Then I think we may back off just a little way. Just to there. And that will finish our turn. These Terminator turns really are quick when you don't have a squad. Let's draw some alien events. The first event is Mothership Como. Read out the text for the secondary mission. It says Genestealer hybrids attacking. Large numbers of Genestealer hybrids have been detected. Find and eliminate. All hybrids must be destroyed to prevent them spreading infection. At this point we have to take the 8 Orc reinforcement tokens. We can now bring those in as reinforcements in the normal way, but they each represent a Genestealer hybrid. If the Marines kill all 8 of the Genestealer hybrids, then they will score the 15 victory points for the secondary mission. That's even more aliens for the commander to kill. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to be doing that this turn because he has to report in. He cannot move or attack this turn. Well. Let's start by shooting him in the back with a Gretchen. 2. That's not going to do it. The Gretchen in front is going to shoot him, also 2 white dice. That's a miss, so that Gretchen is going to get out of the way. The Gretchen by the android is going to shoot him. Also missing, he's going to get out of the way. The Gretchen by the Chaos Commander shoots. And also misses. He's going to stay where he is. Next, our android will advance. Can't get into hand-to-hand combat, but can shoot with 3 white dice. Scoring only 2, not nearly good enough. Next, our Chaos Commander will move so he can shoot. There, looks good. He rolls 2 red dice. And he's rolled another 3. That's 3 for 3. Always close, but no cigar. Let's bring around our last 2 blips. That's 4 movement points to there, and we reveal. And oh my goodness, that is probably not what our commander wanted to see. That is the dreadnought. Now I've learned my lesson. If you watched my last Space Crusade playthrough, you will know I did something very silly with my dreadnought and it ended very badly. This time my dreadnought is going to stand exactly where it is and unload all of its weapons into the Terminator. First we have our plasma gun. It may kill the Gretchen standing behind the commander, but that's fine. We've rolled 1. That is not enough to kill the Terminator, but it does indeed kill the Gretchen. Still, that's 2 victory points the Marines aren't going to get. Next up, we fire the assault cannon. 2 red dice again. This time we roll a 3, still not enough to get through that really tough Terminator armor. Then we have our bolters, that's 2 white dice. And it's 2, that's still not enough to cause any damage. And I guess that's the end of the turn. However, because the commander has picked the worst time possible to report in, he doesn't get to do anything. We immediately go back around to the alien player's turn and draw 2 more alien events. We have Equipment Malfunction. Pick 1 equipment card owned by any one Marine player. The equipment card is then lost due to malfunction. As tempting as it is to take the medikit, which will prevent the commander from healing his damage, I'm going to destroy the digital weapons, which removes the commander's rerolls. The second event is New Orders. Place this card on one of the Marine players, he may then pick 1 extra order card. At this stage, that is irrelevant. And now, having done that, my android is going to attack in hand-to-hand combat. The android rolls 2 red dice, scoring just 1. The commander defends, and even without his digital weapons, he absolutely mauls it. That is another 10 victory points. Next up, we will activate the dreadnought. We start with the plasma gun, 2 red dice. That's 4, that inflicts a wound. The commander is down to 4. We roll again for the assault cannon. That's a 00, that's not going to do anything. And then we roll for the bolters. And that also does nothing. I think he will advance. He's going to move forward and block that doorway to stop the commander getting through it. Just like that. That also frees up line of sight for our commander to shoot the Terminator. But he rolls 00. You get him worse. He will back out of the way slightly, freeing up line of sight for that Gretchen, who misses, and then our other Gretchens will pop in too. First this one, who actually manages to roll a 4 and inflicts another wound on our commander. That is 3. These Gretchen are feisty. The last one comes in and shoots from there. And rolls a 4! Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, the Terminator commander is down to 2 wounds. And now I really wish I had destroyed his medikit. We have 1 more blip, it will move to there. I would say it's only a Gretchen, but the way the Gretchen have been playing in this game, that actually might be more terrifying than the dreadnought. He shoots with 2 white dice. For a second there, I thought it was going to come up double 2s again. But no, it's just a 2. That is not enough to cause any more damage on the commander. And having done all of that, it is now the Marine player's turn. And the commander can activate this turn. And the first thing he is going to do, he is going to activate his medikit, which restores him to 6 health. Bad luck, aliens, you've got to start all over again. He is then going to shoot that Gretchen directly in front of him with 2 red dice. He rolls a 2, that is a kill. It's only 2 victory points, but I'll take what I can take at the moment. We are then going to move 4 spaces. We're going to try and make a break for the airlock. We just need to cut our losses at this point. We go to there. While brave Sir Robin beats a hasty retreat, we're going to draw 2 more alien event cards. The first is auto defense. You may shoot at any one Marine or commander, roll 1 red heavy weapon die. That is not going to do any damage. And then we have battle plan. Each Marine player picks an extra order card. That is irrelevant. So our aliens activate. First the dreadnought is going to move. It has to try and cut off the commander at the pass. Unfortunately, it's quite slow. It gets there and stops. Then all of our Gretchen and our Chaos Commander will try to run the Terminator down. This first one moves in there and attacks with 2 white dice. Rolls a 3, nearly managed to put another wound on the commander. This one also has just enough movement to get into line of sight. 2 white dice. And misses. Everyone else advances. And you know what? At this point, I might as well spawn some Genestealer hybrids too. I'll just bring in 4 for now. It may be too late for them to affect the course of the game, but we shall see. Next up, our Terminator commander activates. He's going to shoot one of these Gretchen. That's a kill. That's 2 more victory points, and every victory point counts at the moment. And then I move 4 spaces. And that is the end of that. We draw 2 more alien event cards. We have Booby Trap. A Marine steps on a defense charge. That is irrelevant for us. And then we have weapons jammed. The player may not fire any heavy weapons on their next turn. That is also irrelevant. First of all, let's activate all of our hybrids. They each move 6 spaces. We will move them up into that corridor there. We have one Gretchen that is still trying to run down our commander. He's going to go to there and shoot with 2 white dice. It's a fumble. Our other Gretchen's going to try and get involved, and he has just enough movement to get to the corner and can also shoot. He misses too. All that's left to move is the dreadnought and the Chaos Commander. Our lumbering dreadnought advances, and our commander follows. And again, that ends the alien phase. I'm not going to worry about more reinforcements at this point. I think that isn't really going to matter at this stage. It's all going to come down to the Terminator Commander and this dreadnought. First things first though, our Terminator Commander is going to shoot one of those Gretchen. And he misses! I guess at this stage I should not be surprised. So let's run as fast as we can, I guess. That is all we can do, so we draw 2 more alien event cards. Lure of Chaos, choose 1 Marine miniature, not a commander, and see if it becomes a Chaos Space Marine. We can ignore this because we don't have a squad. And Communications Malfunction, play on 1 Marine player, that Marine may not play order cards. Well, I guess we better start the alien turn by moving the Dreadnought into position. That's as far as it can get because it is not allowed to stop halfway through a door, it is just too big and chonky. Next we will move our Chaos Commander. We do not want our Chaos Commander to move into the adjacent room because that will put him at risk of being stepped on by the Terminator Commander, so he is just going to advance up and stand next to the Dreadnought, trying to look brave and important. Then we have a bunch of hybrids to advance, and a couple more Gretchen to try their luck. That Gretchen is going to shoot the Commander in the back, and misses, and our last Gretchen moves to there and tries the same thing. With no more luck. It is now the Terminator's turn. We are going to start by shooting one of the Gretchen next to us and killing it. We are then going to move 4 spaces. Yes, we are just 2 spaces away from getting off the board. And yikes, we are staring down the barrel of a dreadnought. Fortunately, we have 1 card in our arsenal that we can play at this point, a card that perhaps I should have played in the very first turn. Blind Grenades. Play at the end of your turn, the alien player may not attack any of your miniatures on their next turn. Well, ain't that a kick in the teeth for the alien player. With that card played, I should be able to make it off the board, and even though this has been a categorical loss for the Terminators, at least my commander has survived. Now, let's draw some event cards. It's the 3rd Gene Stealer attack, and this actually is a problem. As our commander nears the escape point, the airlock hisses open and a Gene Stealer emerges. And it stands right there in front of him. Now, because I deployed those blind grenades, that Gene Stealer can't actually attack this turn, which is good. However, it doesn't really have to attack at the moment, it just has to block the escape route. Because if that dreadnought now advances and blocks the other space in front of the airlock, then the only way our commander can get off the board is to punch his way through the dreadnought or the Gene Stealer. If he fails to do that, he is going to face the full brunt of a large alien attack force. Let's draw our 2nd alien event card. And it is Android Fault. You may not move or fire any of the androids or the dreadnought this turn due to a control malfunction. That means the dreadnought cannot move and it will not be able to position itself to block the airlock. However, that won't stop the hybrids from passing through him and taking up that role instead, but it does mean that there are much squishier targets to get through rather than the dreadnought. So let's just move all of our enemies into the room and position them accordingly. Well, that doesn't look great, does it? So while we don't have to deal with that dreadnought this turn, things still look pretty grim. Our commander has no choice but to take on the Gene Stealer in hand-to-hand combat with no rerolls. We roll to attack. 3, that's good. The Gene Stealer rolls. It's double 0. We punch our way through the Genestealer. The Genestealer goes down. We do not get any victory points for that kill, but at the moment I do not mind because our commander makes a break for it, makes it into the airlock, and is alive. See you later, losers. So there we are, our commander escapes with his life, but his pride has taken a serious knock. And really, what a terrible outing for the Terminators. I think they were a bit too cocky in the opening turns, relied too much on their armour, didn't make good use of cover, and really should have used those blind grenades. But never mind, for the aliens they killed, the Termies racked up 93 points, but unfortunately they lost 2 Marines, 1 Heavy Flamer and a Librarian, which means we have to deduct 50 points from the score. They also failed to complete the primary or secondary objective. That gives them a grand total of 43, and if we consult the mission chart we are told that that is, surprisingly, a commendable performance, earning us 2 honour badges. We will be spending those in the final mission to bring along our Librarian. Things went much better for the Chaos player. They scored 50 points for killing Terminators, 30 points for denying them the primary objective, and 15 points for denying them the secondary objective. For winning, the Chaos player automatically rises from the rank of Renegade to Warrior, and then for scoring 95 points they gain 3 marks of Chaos, which means they now have 5. They will cash in 4 of those to go up an additional level to Chaos Champion, and that means they will start the final mission with 2 alien event cards and 1 bonus reinforcement token in hand. In terms of the overall campaign, the Space Marines remain on 36 points, which is already enough to win, but the Chaos player is finally on the scoreboard with 13 points. It's too late to make a comeback, but at least they have made an appearance. It really was a bad day for the Marines, but their mission did cause enough of a distraction for another squad to make a final assault on Hermiotus in his heavily fortified hiding place. The stage has been set for an epic final battle. I hope you will join me for it. Until then, if you liked the video, please consider pressing the like button. If you really like the video, please consider subscribing if you don't already do so, and hopefully I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.